Can you even believe it? I cannot believe that this little man was in my belly. This huge baby was in my belly. Oh my gosh. Actually, I can't believe it because I was ginormous. Hi friends, welcome back to Outpost of Heaven. It's been a few weeks. I have been adjusting. We've been getting used to each other and we are so smitten and in love with him. So if you hear any noises or fusses, please forgive. This is life around here. And I fully expected to be able to just keep putting out content, and like a bunch of creators do that. They just like get right back at it, and I just thought like, oh, I guess that's easy. No, it's not. Not for me anyway. That's the truth. I have been putting off making this video because it feels impossible to like sit down and be able to talk to a camera or be able to edit a video. So it's just taken a while for me to just get up the momentum, I guess, to do that. So we'll see how regularly the next few videos come out. It might be not wiggly, but we'll see. I definitely want it to be because it's been a lot of fun to be able to do this. So this week I just wanted to tell our birth story. This is Brigham, and his birth story is different from all my others. All of my other births have been so different. Each one has been different in its own way, and this one was too. So Thursday, May 7th was his due date, and I went in, still pregnant, obviously, went in for my, I guess, 40-week appointment. And at 36 weeks, they let me know that he was measuring large for that time, for that gestational age. They said he was measuring 7 pounds 11 ounces at 36 weeks. So we knew that he was going to be a little chunkier. Of course, those measurements are estimates, and so some people say that they are not accurate at all. Some people say they're very accurate, so we just didn't really know what to expect there. But we knew that at the 40-week appointment, if I was going to make it to 40 weeks, that they were going to do another growth scan and get that estimated weight and then discuss plans, because they had told me at my last visit at 39 weeks that that my midwife was hesitant to let me go much past the due date. I wasn't sure why. I assumed that it was because I've had a C-section before and that it was going to cause a uterine rupture at the C-section, like scar or something. I wasn't really sure, but that's kind of what I assumed. So I knew that if I was still pregnant by Saturday, May 9th, I was going to be induced on Saturday, May 9th. So I went in on the 7th for my appointment, and we did the growth scan, and he was measuring 9 pounds 11 ounces. 9'11". That is like not like any of my babies, okay? First was 7 pounds 8 ounces, and then second, third, and fourth were all 7'14", and then my fifth was 8'11". So I thought 8'11" was just gigantor. Like, I thought that was so big. So when they said 9 pounds 11 ounces, I was like, are you kidding? Like, no wonder I'm ginormous. Like, he's huge. Granted, I know that people have bigger babies than that, but for me, this was like unreal. So we went in and talked with my midwife, and she was like, we could, like, here are your options, basically. Like, you could wait until Saturday and be induced on Saturday. Or I could make a call and see if they'll just take you right now. I don't want to get emotional right now. This is not the time to get emotional. I did not want to be induced. I've been induced before once, and the Pitocin was really, really rough, and it made me sick. And the contractions, like even with an epidural, those Pitocin contractions were just so intense that I was scared. Honestly, I was scared of getting induced because of the Pitocin. And I had this, I don't know, this like spiritual issue that I was struggling with, I guess, is like, well, if he's induced, like, what if his spirit's not ready to come yet? What if I'm like ruining some sort of like heavenly plan or something, and I'm like ruining God's plan and he's not supposed to come yet, or this isn't supposed to be his birthday or something. And in the moment it felt so like important. At that appointment, I realized that the risk wasn't uterine rupture. I guess that's always a risk, but the main risk was shoulder dystocia, which I had no idea about. So I learned about shoulder dystocia at the appointment because he's so large. They were worried about his shoulders, and if one shoulder was going to get stuck on the pubic bone, it could cause major issues, which you can look up if you would like to. But so the main issue was shoulder dystocia, and the midwife recommended that I go Thursday. So my midwife made a call, and they were ready to take me on Thursday. We got to the parking lot, and I just broke down, like the parking lot of the clinic, not the hospital. I just broke down sobbing because of this spiritual issue that I was having about, like, what if I'm ruining some plan or something, that like I'm frustrating fate because I am inducing, and I don't know where that was coming from, but because I had been induced before, that really wasn't my issue. My issue was that I was scared of Pitocin. So I'm not sure where that came from, but I was just like sobbing about it. And my husband like grabbed me by the shoulders and was like, he's ready, and we're following the midwife's advice. Luckily, we had our bags already packed. My mom was in town already. Andrew came with me to the appointment. And we took our bags with us just in case, which, I mean, we weren't even really thinking or planning on this happening, but just in case. I wasn't even planning on being like induced. It was more like, well, what if I get checked and I'm like 6 centimeters or something? No, I was 2 centimeters. We went to the gas station, of course. Andrew got his icy, which if you know him, you know he loves his ices. If you see him in the wild, he has an icy. Or at home, he has an icy. And I got my last Diet Coke before going into labor, which was amazing. We said a prayer in the car and then went to go get checked in, and it was super weird because I wasn't in labor. It just felt so like, oh, like we're just pretending, like we're just here to have a baby, but like we're just pretending. Like it just felt so weird because I wasn't in labor yet. But after they started that Pitocin, yeah, I was in labor. Like it didn't take long for those contractions to really start. So I got checked in at 10 a.m. and they gave me the Pitocin. They finally gave me the Pitocin at like noon. And honestly, the Pitocin was not as intense as I expected it to be, or I remembered it to be. And maybe I don't really know like how they do it really, but maybe they just did it differently this time than my other provider had done it in the past. But they just said, we're gonna start low and slow, and every 30 minutes they upped it just a little bit until the contractions were 2 to 3 minutes apart and very painful is what they said. Then they were going to stop increasing it and just let it run its course. So we just kind of hung out in the hospital room. We watched shows, we talked, we watched YouTube, like we just hung out really. We chatted, and I think we played a round of Monopoly or something on the iPad. We just kind of waited around for it to start hurting. At about 7-ish, my mom came and met Andrew in the parking lot to drop some things off for us because we brought our bags, but we didn't bring like our pillows or like a blanket or anything. And so she dropped some of that off for us. And then my husband's parents stopped by and brought some Chick-fil-A for dinner. And at this point, they were getting painful to the point where I needed to like focus on breathing. Not so intense, but like, okay, like I need to be like closing my eyes and breathing and like counting my breaths. And so this was like at 7:30, probably 7:30 or 8. And his parents stayed and just kind of distracted us and talked with us, and while we were eating and talking, like, but I just needed to focus. And as we were talking, I felt this pop, and I was so giddy about it because my water has never broken on its own, except like while pushing. With 2 of my births, it broke like while I was pushing. But other than that, like I've never had that moment where I was like, oh, my water broke, you know? And I kind of like I was praying for that. I kind of, as silly as it sounds, I was kind of praying that like, if this is my last baby, like I would really love to feel that moment of like, oh, my water broke. And I got it. Like we were in the hospital in labor, but I still got that moment. So I thought that was really tender. And I was so giddy about it. So as soon as it happened, I was like, oh, my water broke. And my father-in-law stood up. He's like, well, that's our cue or something. And they stood up and they left. They waited in the waiting room till about 9:30 and then they went home. From the moment that my water broke, things really escalated. It got really painful really quickly. And at this point, I was probably about 7 centimeters along. And I can't say if it was the Pitocin that made it intense or it was just unmedicated labor that made it intense. Because I've gone through that and it felt very similar. So I would honestly say that the Pitocin this time for me, it didn't make it any more intense than just regular unmedicated birth. So at this point, I really needed to change up my positions. I had been just kind of sitting around in the bed. I was kind of pacing back and forth and standing a lot. I was standing a lot and kind of rocking back and forth, rocking my hips. And I felt like standing was the position for me this time. There was a tub in the room. I normally, per this hospital's rules and standards, like you can labor and deliver in the tub. I've done it once at that hospital. It was an amazing experience. I wasn't sure that I really wanted to this time. I was like, well, whatever feels comfortable is what I want to do. At the appointment in the morning, they let me know that because of the shoulder dystocia risk, I wasn't going to be able to push in the tub or in any other position than lying down. So I knew that I was going to be pushing on the bed in a normal, like, standard lying on your back position. And I was honestly okay with that. I wasn't anti that. I wanted to be standing. Like, standing was just so much more comfortable and like decreased that pain a lot. They said motion is lotion, and so because he was still high, he hadn't descended quite enough yet for anything to really like move quickly. I was still at a 7 and we needed things to move along a little bit faster. So I was switching up my positions and we tried the peanut ball. Did not like that. Hated that. Oh, that hurt. My favorite position was actually so romantic. It was standing with Andrew, and we called it dancing. I don't know if it wasn't really dancing, but it was kind of dancing. Like we were standing together and I had like looped my arm through his and was just like rocking through these contractions, like counting and rocking, and he was right there to like stabilize me, and we just kind of swayed together, and it was such a tender, beautiful moment. Anyway, at about 10:10ish, I got back in the bed. I wanted to be checked. I felt like, oh my goodness, this is so intense. I can't do this anymore. And I know that when I think I can't do this anymore, it's gonna be soon. And so I felt that pressure, that I'm gonna poop out a boulder pressure, and I knew that it was gonna be soon. So I did get checked. They didn't actually ever tell me how many centimeters I was at that point. But at this hospital, they're very, very willing to let the mother be in tune with her body. And so I just let them know, I was like, I feel like I'm ready to push. Can I do that? Like, can you make sure I can do that? And they checked me, and the nurse was like, I can get her there. And I'm like, I can get her there? What does that mean? And what I think she meant by that was that I wasn't quite dilated yet enough. And he wasn't quite descended enough. And so she did what she needed to do up there, and it hurt like the dickens. and I was ready. I knew that I was pushing, basically, like I couldn't control it anymore. She told Andrew, go ahead and push that call button, and then everyone came in. I don't know how these mamas push for like hours, because I've never done that. I've only ever needed to push maybe 2 or 3 times. With this one, I felt like I was pushing for a long time. Looking back on the video, the whole video was only like 22 minutes. So, and that wasn't even like from starting to push to not pushing. That was like the whole video. I think I only pushed for maybe 5 minutes. But for me, it just felt like so long because it wasn't like 2 to 3 pushes. It was like 5 pushes probably, and it was very guided, which was exactly what needed to happen with the shoulder issue. They got me set up on the bed and guided me through those pushes. Which was perfect because I didn't tear, which I was shocked about. A 9.5 pound baby, I was fully expecting to tear, but I did not tear at all. And I fully accredit that to the midwife really guiding me really well, and the nurses there guiding and supporting me really well. I started pushing. Andrew was right there by my side. I needed him so close. And if you see in the video, he's like right in my face, but I didn't care. Like, I needed him so close to me. And I just kind of like curled up in this ball and started pushing, and it was so painful, but so awesome. Oh my gosh. Birth is so hard and so painful, but I could give birth for the rest of my life. Like, I love it. It's so beautiful and so magical and spiritual, and it's just perfection. When his head was out and his shoulders were out and looking good, they let me pull him up onto my chest, and I gave 2 weirdly high-pitched squeals of joy. Like, not painful squeals, which I did scream out of pain. I did yell. It wasn't like a screaming, it was more like a guttural yelling. But I gave these weird high-pitched squeals of joy. And then I was like, I love you! As I pulled him up on my chest, and I was like, oh my gosh. Of course I knew he was in me. Of course I knew that, like, we were gonna name him Brigham. Like, I already had bonded a bit. Just to feel that, like, you are a real person and you're here and you're in my arms. I just was so giddy and so thrilled that he was here. And then the midwife told me I didn't tear, which was awesome news. And then they pulled out the placenta. And oh my gosh, the nurses and the midwife were like, this is huge.
A regular size? Is that pretty big? That's big. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Look at it like this. Almost.
Wow, that's crazy.
This is a huge placenta. And I do have a picture of it. Maybe I'll show it if it's not too gross, but it was big. And when I pushed, I guess I didn't know, but my water hadn't fully broken yet. It had just broken like a layer of it. And so when I pushed again, it was like the floodgates really opened. So much fluid, a giant baby, a giant placenta. No wonder I felt gigantic, because I had a lot in me. A lot. I would love to get Andrew's insight to this, because he has some of his own experiences about this experience that I would love to get recorded on here. So I'll probably interview and ask him too at the end of this, maybe what his favorite part about all of this was, and what it felt like for him. So this is our Brigham, and we are so happy to have him. The kids are in love with him, and that couldn't make me any happier.
Can I look? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I need to. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Can I hold it? Oh, I got you this. I got that for you. Oh, I got you this. Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Wendy. Can you set it right there?
Here's your present. Here's your present.
Wow, thank you, Aaron.
Look at this.
Oh, I'm crying.
And I have another one for you. Do you want to open my card? Oh, he's crying. This chip. Can I hold him now?
Pizza, what do you think?
Oh, can I hold him first? Oh,
And I'm so grateful for all of the help and support that we've had before having him and after having him, and the meals that have been coming in, and the prayers and the services. And I'm so grateful to my Heavenly Father for letting us have this beautiful boy. He is just scrumptious. I love him. I truly am grateful for all of the different births that we've had, and it's wild how many different experiences we've had, and I'm so grateful for each one, because I learned something different from each one and have bonded with each baby because of that birth for certain reasons. And I'm so full of gratitude and awe and just joy that I get to do this. And I don't want this chapter to be done. And I'm not saying it is, because I don't know. And I'm willing to follow the Lord's counsel and guidance on if we're done or if we're not done.
Okay, ask me the questions.
Okay, well, I have him here because I feel like we have the same experience. We were both there, but we had very different experiences.
Yes.
For the birth. So I've already told mine. They've heard my side of the story. But what were some of the highlights for you?
I was just so proud of you. I think you just did such an amazing job. And he was so big. And
you.
so I know you were like super worried. And I was very proud of you. I think you did amazing. And I love that you were so, like, you had this vision of what you wanted, and you decided to go for it despite the potential fear of him being so big. Like, you had time to get an epidural.
Mm-hmm.
Right, not throwing shade on anybody who wants epidurals, but like,
No.
you had decided you didn't want that.
Right.
And so I was just so proud of you that you were willing to like go through with it, and you just did so well. A couple of my favorite parts of the experience. I loved that I was able to help out so much. Like, towards the end, you were like, it was so intense. Like, I was able to.
I needed you.
I felt like I was able to like help you
Yeah.
Push through. So my favorite, there are two favorite points. The first point was probably, for some reason, this time you wanted to labor standing up.
It was just like the most comfortable this time,
Yeah. And so it was interesting. Just each time we've done this, I go in not like wanting, like saying, okay, I want her to do this or I want to do that, but just I want you to have your own plan and everything, but I'm actually looking for what is in a good groove for you.
Yeah.
Like each time there's like a different groove,
Mm-hmm.
and then
like a rhythm.
when I can tell that you find it, I want to help you stay there as much as possible.
Yeah.
And this time was standing, like with me holding you.
Yeah.
Like from the front, and so it was almost like you were
Dancing is what
dancing.
I called it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it felt like dancing. So I loved that.
Yeah, that was really tender.
And then towards the very end, like every time you would, every time you'd contract, you like grabbed me, and then you were like, you're right here in the
I was like a
space.
hedgehog.
Yeah, like trying to like be a little ball, but like not just a little ball. Like you wanted me in your little ball, and so I was like super close. I had like my hand around you, and you're like we're pulling my face like into your face.
I'm sorry,
And,
I needed you like in my face.
You could. No, so I did really love that. I felt like I was able to support you with that, and then obviously seeing a big beautiful boy,
Mm-hmm.
a big fat giant beautiful boy.
Juicy Jordan.
Yep, our juicy Jordan.
I love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think I had picked. You'd asked me to put some music on, and so I put on. I have a playlist
Which
called,
was super weird, and I didn't mention this before, but like I have never really cared to have music on. I'm not super like a music person.
Nope, she can't see straight if there's music on.
If there's music
It
that's
messes with her
distracting
vision.
or if it's too loud. Not just for birth, but like anytime.
Yeah.
I'm not like really big into like listening to
Which is
music.
funny because
So-
I love music. Like I just have music on all the time.
Yeah. So we kind of had some shows on, and it got to a point where it was like too intense, where I just like didn't want the shows on, and I was like, okay, can you actually turn music on? So go ahead.
Yeah, she didn't ask which music to put on, but I have a playlist. I call it my contemplative playlist. It's not just Latter-day Saint music, but it's softer, more contemplative music about the Savior.
Mm-hmm.
Some by Latter-day Saint artists, some by other Christian artists, and it turned out really well. And then the song that was playing, so I remember, it was a Phil Wickham song. It was This Is My God.
This is my God.
And I love that song because it's like a loud like declaration. Like,
Yeah.
this is our God,
Mhm.
right? Not just like we believe in a God, but like it's kind of an ownership. Like this is our God. Behold how great He is.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's an aspect of worship that I've been working on a lot lately. Is really this past year and a half is trying to worship God by recognizing how great He is, and that He's my God.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to go into this in detail, but I've had like a lot of experiences, like spiritual experiences leading up to the birth, praying about, wanting to know who Brigham was and what types of things he would do in this life, and how I could be a good father for him. And a lot of my impressions were that he was going to be a defender of the faith and somebody who loves the Lord, and he would be somebody who, or his spirit would kind of embody that song.
Mm-hmm.
So-
yeah, totally.
So it was really cool because I have a lot of songs that, like, all of them are about Christ, but they're totally different meanings
Mm-hmm.
and are focused on different aspects of the Savior. And so that one was just really in line with kind of the expectation I had with the spiritual experiences I had leading up to the birth.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah, and then just after that, hold the baby.
Isn't it so special how close to heaven you feel? Like right in that moment of like bringing him up and he's here, and it's like, oh my goodness, you were just with Jesus.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It's
Yeah,
just amazing
I think-
to me. Amazing.
There is like at least for me, and I think for a lot of fathers, the experience of being there, like when your wife is giving birth, is like so incredible and also like so weird.
Why is it weird?
Experiencing that when your wife's body is like doing something that it never does. It's like this whole like series of changes and like this things are happening and a child pops out and then it's like crying and it's purple at first and like and there's blood everywhere and everything, you're crying. It's like there's like so much. It's like such an intense experience, and like the first time it's so weird.
Yeah, I bet.
Like it's super, like it's not like, at least for me, it wasn't like gross or disgusting or anything like that, but it was like so novel. I couldn't like feel normally. Right. But this time, I think we've done it so many times. And like with Peter as well. But like this time I felt like just so normal about everything.
Yeah.
Like all of the fluids and all of the things. Right?
Yeah.
It's like so normal. Like it didn't bother me. Like there wasn't any like weirdness to it.
Right. Okay.
And because of that, holding him kind of like hit me differently than it had hit with the other kids, because there was like no weirdness I was kind of like working through. Like it was just
okay. You just got to enjoy him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really touching. I think I wouldn't say I was like the most emotional with him, but I was always super happy, like filled with joy, almost overwhelmed with joy.
Yeah.
But this is the first time where I was like almost bawling the moment I saw him. Yeah.
That's so tender.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else you want to share?
Oh, let's see. It felt really weird not going in when you were contracting.
That's what I said.
Yeah, it felt.
I felt like we were
weird.
pretending.
Yeah, it
like,
felt
hey, time to have a baby.
Yeah.
Like we're here.
I mean, like honestly, like it almost like pregnancy kind of feels like you're pretending until like the very end.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, there's a child. Sure, there's a child. What does that mean? I don't know.
Okay.
Obviously, no, because we had 5 kids. We had 5 kids already at that point.
Yeah.
But it just kind of feels like, oh, this is like this crazy thing's not gonna happen. It's not real.
It's not real. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like the feeling when you're a kid, like, oh, Christmas is never actually gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then it comes. Oh, Christmas. It's real.
And we've been induced before. Like we were induced with Ruth. But
Yeah,
for
we
some
were
reason, like
such
this time,
babies.
This time it felt more like pretending. But last time, like when we had Ruth, it didn't feel like that for some reason.
Well, we hadn't
I don't
gone
know.
in before when you were contracting. You kind of got, you were like contracting with Hiram, but it was like off and on for so long.
I had never really gone into like active labor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that was weird.
Yeah.
But then once it really got going, it was like, oh, okay, good. We're not pretending. This is real, and I'm staying here, and we're gonna have this baby.
Yeah.
So.
I felt like I wasn't as restless this time.
Yeah.
Like
You were like enjoying the slow.
Yeah, because I work a ton, and I don't take a ton of time off. This was like the first time I had taken time off and then totally unplugged, and like turn off all my notifications and everything.
Yeah. That was nice.
Yeah, so
I enjoyed that.
I was like, this is sweet. Oh, can I tell my Goose story?
Sure. Yeah.
So, the day after Brigham's birthday, I went for a run around the pond. There's like a pond near the hospital. And it's not a very large pond. I think I had to go around like 5 or 6 times to do 3 miles. It was 5 times, but then I had like a third of a mile to and from, or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe half a mile there. And as I was coming around, I don't know if you've ever seen those like Goose videos where a goose attacks somebody, where it like gets all big and chases them.
Yeah.
I've always seen those videos and thought, if a goose ever does that to me, I will pop it in the mouth. Like I am a much larger animal than that bird. Like,
but it shouldn't scare you.
yeah, like I am stronger than that thing.
Okay.
I am designed to kill things like that. So I've never been scared of geese.
Okay.
But when I thought, if a goose ever tries to do this, I'm gonna bop him in the mouth.
Okay.
Bop.
Just
And
like that easy.
just like bop. And I was running, and I saw a goose. I'm like, gonna move. He was kind of standing next to the walkway, and just one goose, and I got close, and he puffs up when he puts his wings out and opens its mouth, and it's like this like weird, almost mechanical thing where he opens its mouth like,
Okay.
and starts like run flying at me.
In that moment, were you like, I'm gonna pop it in the mouth, or were you like, I'm a little scared?
I had like the kind of like the same instinct I have when I started jujitsu,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, well, not when I started, maybe like more recently, where it's like, okay, this is like a little intimidating, and then I remember I can do this. I know how to do this. So with jujitsu, I say, calm. I know how to do this. I'm just gonna go into my game.
Mm-hmm.
And when the goose started running at me or flying at me, I was like, I'm bigger than this thing, and so I bow up like I was gonna hit because I was gonna hit. I bowed up to hit it, and I jumped at it, and it stopped and turned around and ran away. And then as I started to run past it, it would start chasing me. It's like, yeah, you better run. And I was having this like weird dialogue with this goose.
With the goose.
He's like, hey, you want to fight? I'm like, back up. He's like, all right. And then I walk away, and he's like, under his breath, he's like, oh, you better run. And so he started chasing me. I jumped
Under
at
his
him,
breath, he said that.
and the goose turned around. And then I came back around. The second time, it did the same thing. I was like, what is going on? And the third time, we have this dialogue, this interaction again. He and he runs at me, and I jump at him, and I run past him. What is this goose doing? And I turned, and I saw a little away from him, there was another goose who was sitting on some eggs behind a tree.
Mommy goose.
Like, oh, this is a new daddy goose.
Mm.
It's probably his first goslings. And like, I get you, Goose. And so in my head, I was like, we're friends. I'm a new dad again. It's my first time, but I get it. I would
Defend the eggs.
right? If there was a crocodile running at me or a lion, like it was like threatening you and the kids, like, I would also run at the lion.
Yeah. It's cute. You had a bonding moment.
I did. I was like, okay, this goose, we're chill now. And then I ran back around, and this time I ran like really far away, like around where he was at, and he still ran at me. And so I jumped at him again. He backed up. I'm like, all right, Goose, like I'm even farther away. Calm down. And then the next time I ran even farther away, and then he just like he kind of like it was really funny. As I got close, he like lifted his head up and looked at me. I looked at him, and we're just like
He's like,
we made eye contact, like. We're not like I'm staying away from it. I respect you, what you're doing. Don't attack me. I will kill you, but don't like we don't need to do this. And I like ran past him. It was totally fine, and then that was it. So I had this like this bonding
little
moment,
fatherly bonding
with
with
a
the
male goose.
I'm glad that you had that experience, and you'll probably always remember it.
I will. I will remember the time that I bonded with a male goose,
Okay.
and I almost killed him. They're like. I find my best male relationships usually involve violence.
Okay.
So there you go, including geese.
What to say to that? Okay. Thank you for sharing your experience.
You're welcome.
I love you. So yeah, now I am officially a mom of 6, and I'm loving it. Thank you for being here and for listening to our birth story. See you next time.
Hey guys, look at me. Hey, I don't say don't look at me.
No, not cake. A real baby, huh?
It's like this.
Is he awake? Is he sleeping?
Yeah, but he's almost gonna open his eyes.
You're so sweet.
Papa, you should give me a little